Hold on, fake and true. Fake and true.
Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about Twice's latest Japanese pop, Fake and True, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of both the lyrics and the music video. Fake and True is a song that deals with the desire to fulfill your dreams, but staying true to yourself instead of settling for something fake and untruthful. The song begins by stating that hoping for a goal to come true will make you end up with an unquenchable thirst. As the lyrics suggest, this is a true statement. Twice here is saying that when people want to fulfill their dream, they tend to get obsessed by it. And this obsession can lead you to compromises you never thought you'd make. This is something that happens very often in life. But in the second verse, they advise you not to settle for anything less than what you deserve. You have to believe in your intuition and be strong, because you shouldn't decide your limit. By limiting yourself, you set yourself up for compromise. But if you set yourself free, then you'll be able to shine. In the chorus, they ask how long you've been questioning what's fake and what's true. But they also push you to reach out instead of giving up, because that's the only way you figured it out. If you don't believe in yourself and only focus on negativity, your dream will stay a dream forever. But if you open your heart, that is, if you're honest with yourself, then you will understand what's really true. At that point, everything becomes clear. By rejecting negativity, you can surprise yourself and find satisfaction in your work, like a canvas starting to color. Inside you, the answer is already there. You already know what's fake and what's true, even if sometimes it can be difficult to tell them apart. This idea is perfectly conveyed in the music video, when we see the girls in scenarios that reflect the dual nature of the entertainment industry. At the beginning, we see the girls standing in the dark in the middle of a lounge area that looks like an eye. A voice tells them to take a seat, and when they do, the camera zooms out to reveal that the scene is taking place inside Mina's eye. Right off the bat, this is very telling, because the video visualizes the idea that the truth is in the eye of the beholder. The focus here is on perception, what's real versus what we think is real, and how the idol industry can distort the truth by making us believe in a lie. This is evident by the constant attention the video puts on the girls' eyes and on the VR headsets worn by Mina and Junghyun. As the video progresses, the settings are revealed to be fake. They looked real, but they are not, and this is the point of all the MV. The way the opening scene is shot, for instance, suggests that in Mina's eyes, Twice are being controlled. They are puppets waiting for a command. But is this fake or is this true? Well, let's find out. In the video, each member is associated with a specific aspect of what we think their job entails. We start with Mina, portrayed in a luxurious environment. The dominance of white and glass here implies purity and fragility. But their scenes are also focused on water, which is usually used to reflect a person's state of mind. In the video, we see her surrounded by floating drops that fill the room, and on the table we see ice melting. Her scene possibly symbolized the contrast between external wealth and inner struggle. The fact that water appears only after she wears the VR headset may imply that this is the virtual reality the audience sees when we think of her, surrounded by beauty but still struggling despite the wealth. This is possibly confirmed by her scenes in the dark environment. The black background suggests that that's reality, but there's also the light that shines on her while she is in a praying pose. This means that despite the struggle, she still shines, possibly because of the love and support she is receiving. Next up we see Momo, and her setting is a giant camera flash. Her scenes represent the glamorous aspect of their job. While she poses, she looks perfect, but then we cut to her holding a mask and the scene turns black and white. Momo's scenes here are linked to the beauty standards idols have to live up to the contrast between the persona we see in pictures and the person hiding behind it. When she holds the mask, her face is partially obscured, and this is important because it shows us that what we see is only her mask. The real Momo is hidden behind it, because nobody can look that perfect all the time. This is something that Momo herself addressed in a recent live, thus confirming that once again what we see is fake and what is true is hidden. After Momo, we have Junghyun surrounded by gold, and her scenes represent wealth. In her setting, the chandelier looks like golden microphones, and this could imply that for her, music is a source of wealth and success, what allows her to be in the spotlight and the reason she is surrounded by gold in the first place. This is what we think her life is, but it's fake because the setting is a hologram, and when she breaks the chain, pills and pins fall on the floor. The pills and the pins could symbolize the reality behind the gold. The pins are something that we use to fix outfits, while the pills could be vitamins or supplements they have to ingest. Next up we have Sana, who is sitting in a setting that reminds of a press conference. Behind her we see TVs that show her face, and the scene is decorated by a psychedelic jungle. Her scenes represent press and publicity. The fact that she is surrounded by the jungle may symbolize the wild, colorful, and at times confusing world she lives in. But there's also the chameleon to take into account, which conveys the idea that they transform in accordance to the environment they are put in. The fact that by the end of the video she's the one holding the camera is very important, because it implies that there are active agents in this jungle. Their image is not something that's always imposed on them, but something they create themselves to survive in the industry. After Sana, we have Chewie in a pink room full of mirrors. Her scenes represent beauty and femininity, which are attributes she's strongly associated with in real life. While there are many reflections, the one that holds the pink gerberas captures all the attention. This is important because if on the one hand those flowers symbolize femininity and high esteem, on the other the fact that the focus is on that particular mirror implies that people tend to see her and praise her only for her beauty without considering the other parts of her that may be reflected in the other mirrors. Next up we have Nayeon, who is literally on display like a mannequin. At first, her scene looks very worrying. She is trapped in a display window and surveillance cameras record her every move. But then we see her spraying perfume and exiting the window freely, which puts everything into perspective. Her scenes represent the commercial aspect of their job. Ads, endorsements, promotions, everything related to their image being used to sell us a product. Once again, the reality we see tricks us. At first, we see her on display, we see the cameras and we get worried. But she is able to free herself easily because she knows what she is doing. By now, you should be able to notice a pattern here. In all the scenes that I described so far, the girls have some kind of agency in what they're doing. It's Mina who is showing us her struggle, Momo who removes her mask, Jonghyun who breaks the chain, Sana who holds the camera, Chewie who looks at herself, Nayeon who puts herself on display. These are all indicators that while some things are fake and some are true, the girls are those who decide what to show and when to show it. A certain degree of falsity is part of their job, but the fact that this video exists tells you that they are reaching out, just like they say in the song. They are telling you loud and clear not to get fooled by what you see, because what you see is an illusion they help create because it's their job to do so. The scenes with the polygraph seem to confirm this as well. In all those scenes, the girls are lying, but they are telling you that they are lying, which is something that paradoxically makes them truthful. This implies that you should not believe everything you see on screen, because it's fake. The wealth, the glamour, even the way they look is an illusion, and this is why we see the glitches even on them. It's not that they are fake as people, because they are not, but their image is, because it's the result of a team of people whose job is to make them look like that. The scenes with Chaeyoung, Jihyo, and Taeyeon further reinforce this idea. In Chaeyoung's case, we see her surrounded by expensive handbags. Her scenes represent fashion, the presents they receive and the beautiful things they get to wear. But even that is fake, because by the end of the day, they are part of the job they don't get to keep. Same goes for Jihyo and the jewels. We see huge stones and we are inclined to think that that's what she plays with in her everyday life. But as it turns out, they are just candy. It's fake, like everything else. The scenes with Taeyeon are the most interesting, I think, because they perfectly sum up everything we've seen so far. Her scene shows her surrounded by black canvas who progressively change image as the video goes on. This is a reference to the canvas they mention in the song. That is the canvas of your life that starts to gain color the moment you start believing in yourself and appreciating your work. The focus on this painting here, however, is very telling, because it shows the temptation of Adam. In the video, the painting of Eve moves to give the apple to Adam. Then we cut to Taeyeon and she is the one holding the apple. Now, the apple generally represents temptation, but we have to put it into context to understand what's going on. In the creation story, the apple comes from the tree of knowledge. Adam and Eve eat the apple and get expelled from heaven, but when they do, they also acquire knowledge they shouldn't have had in the first place. In the video, Diane is playing the role of Eve, tempting the audience with the fruit of the tree of knowledge. And this is because that's exactly what's taking place in the video. Twice here is destroying the illusion by giving you knowledge of truth and falsity, by literally forcing you to go back to the real world and acknowledge that what you see is fake. The very last shot of the video perfectly conveys this idea. If initially the girls looked under the control of somebody else, now they are looking straight at the invisible audience who is watching the MV. This is because they are self-aware. They know what's fake and they know what's true. And now, so do you. So that's it from me today. This was a tough one, but I really enjoyed analyzing it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!